Hello, and welcome back to another episode of What Media Am I Obsessed With This Time, and How Has It Changed My Brain Chemistry? How y'all doing? Today's subject is the incomparable, the legendary, the iconic siren of creeping plague, Baal Zebul. I hope I said that right. She is one of the many demons that are summoned by the talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique witch, Bayonetta. So the answer to what thing am I obsessed with currently is I'm obsessed with Bayonetta. All things Bayonetta. I recently got the third game, and I actually had to follow a Twitter bot that would update on restocks for games because I really wanted the Trinity Masquerade edition. That's the edition that comes with the art book, which I have now decided is going to be cremated with me when I kick the bucket. I've been treating this book like it's the Bible, which it kind of is. My only note is that I wish they had translated the artist notes because the notes are all in Japanese, which is a language that I cannot read. I really wanted to see what the other ideas were for Bayonetta's look and what they took inspiration from. It is a 200-page book, so I can't really blame them for cutting it down a bit because there are a lot of designs on it. The biggest crime, however, is that they did not include a concept art page for this legendary queen that I'm drawing. They have art of her toad form, which I love also, but they don't have her as her opera lady form. This was one of my favorite levels in this darn game. I love me a rhythm game, so when this level came up, I was ready. Also, I love how she had a little crowd of demon hands with their light sticks hyping her up. All the demons from Inferno are Baal Zebul stands, okay? We know this, you heard it here first. I was kind of sad that she killed VOICEOVER, which is what I'm calling French variant Bayonetta. I loved her design, and her main contracted demon was Mictlantecutli, which is the Aztec god of the dead and king of the underworld. He looks so badass, and he has like these cool illumination powers. So it's so sad that we just didn't get that much lore on any of the other Bayonettas either. I know this game is already long as heck, but I wouldn't be against some DLC that like explores these other Bayonetta variants. I mean, look at her and tell me you don't want to know more. Or her, or her, or her. See, it seems like this franchise was almost made for me, personally. Like, it's got camp, it's got comedy, it's got dangerous ladies in cool fashions, it's got a main character who answers to no man, time travel, multiverses, villains named after clouds. Okay, it's got sexual tension between both men and women. It's got the desecration of religious iconography and the color purple. Bayonetta 3 and the Mania album by Fall Out Boy have the same place in their respective franchises. Both came out after works that had red and blue as their main color, Exhibit A and Exhibit B. Both have religion as a big theme, and both have the concept of being dragged to hell or dying with a loved one. Which brings me to Bayonetta 3's ending. So, Remember how I said that I feel this franchise was made specifically for me? Conversely, Bayonetta 3's ending feels like it was made to piss me off specifically. Platinum Games and Nintendo walked into my apartment. They looked me in the eye, they told me they respected me, and immediately said, "Psych!" Then they flooded my apartment with turpentine, and then they wrote that ending. That actually happened, believe it or not. Okay, so, spoilers. So, at the end of Bayonetta 3, Bayonetta and Luca end up being dragged to hell together while confessing their undying love for one another. It is also revealed that the new character Viola is Bayonetta and Luca's daughter from another multiverse/timeline. Suffice to say, I didn't like this ending. Viola being Bayonetta's daughter from another timeline? Sure, I can see it. You know, Bayonetta's previous games have her in charge of a child, so I could see her one day being in charge of one of her own. Sure, why not? But Bayonetta ending up with Luca? No, I don't see it. I can't accept it. Y'all might be saying, well, it's just because you wanted her to end up with Jean and it ruins your ship, blah blah blah. And yeah, you're half right. To be honest, I'd be okay with Bayonetta ending up with Luca under different circumstances. I don't hate Luca. I think he's a fun character. Here's the thing though. In the first game, he had a purpose. He had a mission. This was a man out for revenge. He was out for blood. He was seeking the truth about the Lumen Sages and the Umbra Witches and their involvement in the murder of his dad. He was also an occasional babysitter. In the second game, he helps Bayonetta save Jean from Inferno, still taking a backseat in the game. You know, he doesn't do much, but he has the best timing to rescue people, and he's a good way to give exposition. He wasn't meant to be a main character or to have a huge impact. Fast forward to Bayonetta 3, suddenly Luca has fairy blood in him? Suddenly he and Bayonetta are in love? When did this happen? And the fairy lineage thing could have been so interesting if they had delved into it. Like, it feels like halfway through the writing process, they were like, we gotta make Luca have a thing. I know. Fairies! I will say though, I do like Luca's beast design. You know, he's got like this whole stained glass look going on, and y'all know I'm a sucker for stained glass. I even like his variant Fairy King design too, believe it or not. Like, I wish we had gotten to see more of him and see what this character is like. I truly believe that this Luca variant is Viola's dad, because Viola also has fairy powers, as we soon find out in the game. They really tried to make Luca more important, just so they could have like this star-crossed tragic lovers ending. I really believe they were trying to give us this, but they'll never be that. Under other circumstances, maybe. Like, come on. Being dragged to hell with the person you love while sharing your first kiss together. That's the real gothic romance right there. I just don't think that Luca should have been the one to go down with Bayonetta. At least give us more scenes of them flirting and actually having chemistry so that I can root for this. Because right now, it just seems like an excuse to have Bayonetta end up with the next available guy. Also, if they really wanted her to end up with a man, Rodon is right there. He and Bayonetta clearly have a banter going on. They're both powerful as hell. They both have connections to Inferno. He gave her her name back when she didn't know who the heck she was. And the man is a snack. Come on. He's the only male character not related to her that can understand the meaning of camp. Look at him. That's not a beard. That is a tattoo that looks like a beard. Have y'all seen his demon form? Amazing. This man exists and they decide to have Luca be her true love? Ideally, if Bayonetta had to end up with anybody, obviously I would want her to end up with Jean. Because that's the clear path here. That's what makes sense. They're both pretty evenly matched. Both of them are Umbra witches. Both know the meaning of camp. They had an enemies to long lost friends dynamic that I see as enemies to lovers. Bayonetta traveled to Inferno to get Jean's soul back. Let me say that again. She went to hell and back for her. Literally. See, you see this here? This makes sense to me. Look me in the eye and tell me that this doesn't look like a 60s mod mom and a goth mom with their punk rock daughter. I dare you. Now, I'm no geneticist, but the fact that Viola has blonde hair and Jean has blonde hair and Bayonetta's dad had blonde hair. Do you see what I'm seeing here? And yes, maybe Luca also has a history of blonde hair in his family. And also, you might argue that Viola may have bleached her hair because we can see that she's no stranger to the emo rite of passage that it is to dye your hair fun colors. And you know what I would say to that argument? I say, well, you got me there. That definitely seems like something she would do. But I like Jean and Bayonetta's chemistry, so frick you. Now, since I'm on the subject of Viola, let me say, I love this gal. She's such a fun character. I love her personality and her sense of fashion. I love that she's this punky kid who takes herself so seriously, but she just ends up falling flat on her face. And she's a huge weeb. I mean, look at her shirt. We love the weeb shit here. However, I don't think that she's ready to headline a franchise that was led by a witch who shot God into the sun with just the power of her hair and a dream. I'm sorry, she's just not quite there yet. Maybe if she somehow grows in the 4th game, like we play as her trying to find a way to rescue Bayonetta and Jean from Inferno, and she does some growing up. She gets more powerful. Maybe she gets her own best friend like Jean. Like maybe we learn about which Bayonetta variant was her mother, and then once we rescue Bayonetta and Jean, we can continue playing as Bayonetta and kick even more ass. Also, can we actually explore the Fae realm, please? They introduced fairies for like a second, and then they did not go into detail. Why? In conclusion, Bayonetta 3 is a fun, entertaining game that I loved playing, but that I hated ending. As of right now, I'm only scratching the surface of my Bayonetta thoughts. I have so many other thoughts. This game has actually consumed my life for the past, when did it come out? I don't know, a couple weeks. I'm still trying to challenge Rodon so that I can get wings. Okay. Ugh. Anyways, here's my girl. My favorite opera singer, Baal Zebul. I love how she came out. I had so much fun drawing this one. She was looking a little bit questionable at one moment, but I trusted the process, and this is what I ended up with. The jewelry was just so fun to draw, and I'm glad with how it came out. She is an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. And as always, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there. Get your flu shot, as it is flu season. Happy holidays, and I'll catch you on the flippity flip. Bye.